True war isn't fought with rage. It's decided with wisdom.
Hello everyone, welcome to What If Naruto Was the Reincarnation of Athena movie. Before we start, please go support jazmingiordan for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Naruto is a male. Everything was peace and tranquility since they had finally defeated Hades, but not everything was rosy since Athena was weakening, so everyone stood in front of her. Athena, as you know, I am growing weaker and must leave this body. So when I depart, I want you to search in a ninja village for a little boy whom the villagers treat like a demon, but who always has a smile and not a trace of resentment towards them, because I will reincarnate in that boy, and you, like me, will reincarnate as children, said the goddess, a little weaker than before as she was making a great effort not to leave yet. Shino, don't worry, goddess, will find him. Athena, I know I trust you completely, and I know you will find him as soon as you wake up, just like me. Thus Athena emerged from the body of Sayori, her former reincarnation, who fell into the arms of the Pegasus Knight Seiya, while a light that was above Sayori and Seiya rose into the sky and then disappeared. Chapter 1. We find ourselves in the village of Konoha, where a boy, no more than 10 years old, with hair as golden as the sun, sapphire blue eyes, and pale skin, had 3 ladybugs on his face that resembled a fox's whiskers, giving him a more endearing appearance. His features were delicate, his body slender with wide hips. He wore a white shirt with a red swirl symbol in the center and navy blue pants. This was Naruto Uzumaki, running with tears in his blue eyes, while behind him a mob of villagers chased him. The boy didn't know where to go or where to hide since he had been on the streets since he was 4 years old, and now they had found him in one of his hiding places, an alley where no one went. Some drunks had entered and found him, so he had to run away. Unfortunately for him, many had seen him, so they started chasing him with whatever they had at hand. Naruto, where thought the blonde boy, looking desperately in all directions. After running for about an hour, Naruto saw a forest with a fence and a sign that said danger, so without thinking, he jumped over the fence and kept running until he was far away from those villagers. When he felt he was out of danger, he stopped to rest, sitting down under one of the many trees in that forest, which now that he looked at it closely was a little scary. Naruto, where am I? He thought fearfully, looking around the place. A minute passed where Naruto sat there not really knowing what to do until he heard some bushes moving in front of him. So he closed his eyes tightly, expecting the worst, but nothing happened. So he slowly opened his eyes and found himself face to face with a forest fox injured in its paw. Naruto, poor thing, he said, slowly approaching the wounded fox who was now on guard. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. Little one Naruto, without realizing it, had a warm aura that calmed the fox, and when he barely touched him, that wound began to heal until it disappeared. But what? The fox looked at its paw and then at Naruto before licking the blonde boy's house and running away, leaving Naruto confused and a little surprised by what had happened. Naruto, I did that, he whispered, looking at his hands. I have to get out of here. There are probably big and dangerous animals. Naruto got up and left the way he had come, though he didn't really know where he was going. An hour passed before Naruto found the exit and carefully left the forest, making sure no one saw him. He ran as fast as he could until he reached his other hiding place, which was another alley with a large trash can. When he arrived, he sat down next to the trash can, still thinking about what had happened with that fox. Naruto, I don't understand how I did that. Looking at his hands, I'd better go see Hiruzen and tell him the truth about living on the streets. I don't think I can keep running for my life anymore, he thought, standing up from where he was sitting. The blonde boy ran back to the Hawkage Tower, carefully choosing his route so the villagers wouldn't see him. When he arrived, he found the secretary sorting some paperwork. Naruto. Secretary ignores him. Naruto, is the Hawkage free? Secretariat. Naruto, I'll take that as a yes. Without further ado, Naruto began walking through the corridors of the Hawkage Tower, leaving the secretary speechless. Upon reaching the Hawkage office door, instead of knocking, Naruto simply entered, finding himself face to face with a middle-aged man surrounded by a stack of paperwork. Naruto, Hiruzen, he. Hiruzen, Naruto, it's been so long. He said with a warm smile. Naruto, yes. Hiruzen, come here, he said, gesturing for Naruto to sit on his lap. Don't get the wrong idea. Naruto, with a smile on his face, ran until he reached Hiruzen so that he could pick him up and put him on his lap. Hiruzen, tell me, Naruto, what brings you here? Naruto, Hiruzen, he said, Naruto, sadly worrying Hiruzen. Hiruzen, what's wrong, Naruto, I'm living on the streets and I can't stand being cold at night anymore. Hiruzen, what, Naruto, are you no longer at the orphanage? Naruto, they didn't kick me out when I was 4. Hiruzen, just wait until those damn women hear me, he said angrily. Naruto, no. Hiruzen, but Naruto, they. Naruto, it doesn't matter if you say something, they'll probably hate me even more. Hiruzen, sigh, then I'll find you an apartment. Naruto, seriously, Databeo, with stars in his eyes. Hiruzen, yes, also you're not out on the streets at night, Naruto, thank you, Hiruzen, Jiji Tetabio. Hiruzen, he looks so much like Minato, but in character he's just like his mother, he thought with a smile. Well, Naruto, how about you stay at my house until I get you an apartment? Naruto, I won't be a bother, will I, Hiruzen? Of course not, besides you could play with my grandson, although he's still very young. Naruto, it doesn't matter, Titeb. Hiruzen, well, dog. A man wearing a dog mask appeared, kneeling, take Naruto to my house. Dog, yes, Homage-sama. Hiruzen, Naru, go with the dog, he'll get you there safe and sound, okay. Naruto, yes, Hiruzen, hee. So Naruto left with the Anbu, who silently accompanied him the rest of the way to Hiruzen's house. Although Naruto tried to get the Anbu to talk, he couldn't, as they had arrived at Hiruzen's house and the Anbu left him with the eldest son, Asuma. Naruto, looking at the house. Asuma, and what's your name, little one? With a smile, since the Anbu had explained everything Hiruzen had told him before taking Naruto away. Naruto, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, believe it. Asuma, nice to meet you, Naruto. I'm Asuma Sarutobi, son of Hiruzen. Naruto, it's a pleasure to meet you too, Asuma-san. Asuma, so Naruto, what do you want to do? Naruto, I want to play Titebyo. With a smile. Asuma, okay, let's play then. Asuma took Naruto to the patio and they started playing, although it seemed more like they were training since Naruto wanted to fight Asuma, though obviously the older boy was careful not to hurt him. Hours passed and Naruto had fallen asleep. It was already night and the blonde boy hadn't eaten dinner, so Asuma had no choice but to wake the sweet blonde boy who was sleeping comfortably on the couch. Asuma, Naruto, wake up, he said kindly. Naruto, Asuma-san, what's wrong? Assume nothing, just that you need to eat something. Naruto, of course. Asuma took Naruto to the kitchen and sat him at the table while he cooked under the watchful gaze of the blonde boy. Naruto, Hiruzen, hee. Assume, he's still at work today, he'll be late, so don't worry. Naruto. When Asuma had the food ready, he put it on the table and sat down to eat with Naruto, who was very happy. After they finished eating, Asuma carried Naruto in his arms since he had fallen asleep to a guest room and laid him on the bed before going to his own room to sleep. Chapter 2. 10 days had passed, during which Naruto demonstrated a healing ability with a warm aura, something Hiruzen already knew. You might wonder how he knew. Well, Asuma had come back slightly injured after a mission, and Naruto, worried, approached him and somehow healed him, displaying a warm and calming aura. Hiruzen then told him to keep his ability a secret as he feared the council or Danzo might use it. However, Naruto proved to be a genius in taijutsu, learning quickly as well as fuinjutsu, which had piqued his interest. About 2 days ago, he was starting at level 1, although he had also awakened his Kekkei, the adamantine chains, in addition to Kagura's mind's eye, making him the best censor due to being in Uzumaki. 3 days ago, he met Itachi Uchiha, who was very kind to him and treated Naruto like a little brother. Now the blonde was in his apartment unpacking his last things, as Hiruzen Asuma had bought him some things. Although Naruto didn't feel very comfortable with it, they bought them for him anyway. Naruto, I love this apartment sitting on a couch, so boring, Titebyo. I think he put the fuinjutsu scrolls in one of these drawers, searching the drawers for a scroll, here it is. Naruto began studying fuinjutsu as usual, but then he heard a knock at the door. This didn't surprise him, however, as he sensed Hiruzen's chakra behind it. Naruto, it's open. Naruto looked at the door, seeing Hiruzen enter and look at him with a smile. Hiruzen, I see you've settled into your new apartment with a warm smile. Naruto, yes, it's very cute. Hiruzen, Naruto, serious, I've come to ask you something. Naruto, yes, tell me what's wrong. Hiruzen, do you want to join the academy? Naruto, yes, Titebyo. Hiruzen, okay, then you start tomorrow. Naruto, seriously. Hiruzen, yes, but don't worry, here's what you need. Naruto, thank you, Hiruzen, hee. Hiruzen, you're welcome, Naru. Hiruzen left to continue working, and Naruto put what Hiruzen had left him in a cabinet. Since it was still daytime, he decided to go to the forest where he could be more at peace. He packed some things in his backpack and traveled across the rooftops. Asuma had taught him some chakra control techniques, and the villagers couldn't see him from above, so it was fine for Naruto. When he reached the forest, he sat down in a tree. He loved watching nature and decided to sing. Kagame's siblings. My dear princess, I will always be here. I am your faithful servant. Brothers at heart, I came into this world to give you my complete protection. I will give my life for you. I will be the tyrant. You and I were born together. Under the blue sky, the bells rang out. Upon seeing us born, and our family, was what separated us. The future of us both greed divided how many things our destiny will give us all our life. I will always regret until the end of the world. My soul will watch over you, and to see you happy I will always wish. My dear princess, I will Always be here, I am your faithful servant. Brothers at heart, I came into this world to give you my complete protection. I will give my life for you, I will be the tyrant when I travel to another country. A lovely girl caught my attention, it was her smile that pleased me. At first sight she made me fall in love. But you gave me your wish to order that you never wanted to see that girl again. I will fulfill it, and thus you will rest. I still don't understand why I feel so bad. My dear princess, I will always be here, the destiny of us both, with anger and heart. Today's snack is a flan made with lots of love. Your royal smile returned. My life finally shone. One day this country will take justice, and the people's anger will not be avoided if there is no remedy for what fate will bring. You must not worry, the fault will be mine. Hurry, my clothes will fit you. You have to escape and never look back. Everything will be all right, you and I are alike, nothing will happen to me. You must not cry anymore, my dear princess, I will take your place. Fate has decided we must not continue. If you were wicked, there will be no problems, your blood will be in mine, and the tyrant will die. A long time ago, far from here, there existed an inhuman, vain, and vile kingdom. In that place, only my dear and adorable twin could rule without hesitation. Even if the world goes against us both, I will always walk by your side. Never forget that I will always take care of you. And I will always wish to see you smile, my dear princess. I will always be here, I am your faithful servant. Brothers and sisters at heart, I came into the world to give you total protection. I will give my life for you, I will be the tyrant. If I could be reborn, I would ask to play with you again. When Naruto finished singing in that forest, he saw the animals gathered in a circle listening to him sing. Each one had a tear rolling down their fur, but a boy near the fence had also heard him and was crying without realizing it. This boy had jet black hair, pale skin, and onyx eyes. He was Sasuke Uchiha, who had to leave because his mother was calling him. Meanwhile, Naruto began reading his Fuinjutsu scroll. Some animals sat watching the handsome blonde boy, and some rabbits wandered beside him, snuggling up to his legs. Naruto, how strange, he said, looking at a bear. Normally bears don't approach people, but you do. Then behind the bear was another, smaller one which went towards Naruto. The blonde boy looked at it with a smile and began to pet it. Naruto, your fur is so soft, Titebjo. He said happily, I think I like living with animals more than with people, hahaha. After spending the entire afternoon in that forest, Naruto left as night was falling. He said goodbye to the animals, who bowed to him in greeting and then left. When Naruto left the forest, since he was near the fence, he simply jumped over it and leaped across the rooftops until he reached his apartment. Naruto, I'm home, right? I live alone, he said sadly. I'd better go get something to eat. The blonde boy went to the kitchen and prepared rice with meat and curry. After finishing his meal, he washed the dishes and went to his room to change into a light blue t-shirt with matching pants and a panda hat. He lay down on his bed and closed his eyes before drifting off to sleep. Chapter 3. Today was a special day because Naruto was starting at the academy, so he was having a quiet breakfast in his apartment. When he finished, he washed his dishes and got ready to leave and start jumping across the rooftops to the academy, where there were a lot of parents with their children, including the Hokage, who always gave a speech to the new generation. So Naruto decided to approach Hiruzen. Naruto, good morning, Hiruzen, hee. Hiruzen, Naruto, I thought you weren't coming. Naruto, of course I was going to come, Titebyo. Hiruzen, it's great you're here, we were just about to start, he said with a smile. Stay by my side, okay? Naruto, yes. Naruto grabbed Hiruzen's clothes with his small hand so he wouldn't get lost in the crowd. Some children looked at him without interest, but occasionally thought he was very cute, as did the girls who wanted to approach and hug him, but their parents wouldn't let them. Naruto, there are a lot of people, Titebyo. Hiruzen, they are his parents. Naruto, depressed. Hiruzen, don't be upset, Naruto, why don't you make friends later? Naruto, you're right, Databeo, with a smile. An hour passed and everyone was entering the academy. Naruto had already said goodbye to Hiruzen and was sitting at the back of everyone watching some birds through the window. Naruto, what would it feel like to be a bird? He thought, distracted from what was happening around him, although he didn't really care. The children were starting to make friends since their teacher wasn't coming, just like the girls, except for Naruto, who was very focused on watching what was happening outside until the sensei arrived. A young man with brown skin, dark brown hair tied in a ponytail, brown eyes, and a scar on his face. Uruka, hello everyone, my name is Uruka Umino, and I will be your sensei until you graduate, he said with a smile and began a speech like the Hokage. Naruto didn't pay much attention to what Uruka was saying since the speech was very long, but when class started his attention was on Uruka, who was explaining about ninja history, even though he already knew it thanks to Asuma. Naruto, this is kind of boring, he thought, helping himself to his meal, but a deep voice woke him up. He was a little surprised but saw that no one else had heard it, only him, so he decided to go back to sleep. Naruto closed his eyes until he fell asleep, But instead of being in his usual nightmares again, he was in a sewer where he couldn't see much, but there was water up to his ankles. Naruto, what is this place? He thought. Follow my voice, said the same voice. Naruto didn't hesitate to obey and began walking through the corridors of that sewer with more curiosity than fear. He spent a few minutes walking until he reached a giant room, and in front of him were large barred doors that had a piece of paper with the kanji for seal in the middle, but behind the bars there was only black. Naruto, is anyone here? Finally, my jailer deigns to visit me, said the voice behind the bars. Although I thought it would take longer, he said mockingly. Naruto, please look at me. Then from the darkness, crimson eyes with slit pupils appeared, but they were very high up, which only made Naruto more curious to know who they were, since only those eyes could be seen watching him. Naruto, who are you? Kyuubi, I am the Kyuubi no Yoko, he said proudly of his nickname, or so he wanted to appear since he hated it, showing that he was a large nine-tailed fox with shiny orange fur, but now it was dull. Naruto, strange name. Kyuubi, what did you say, brat? Roared the fox. Naruto, sorry, I didn't mean to upset you, Kyuubi. I'm just saying it's a strange name for you. Don't you have another one? Because I doubt that's a name, I think it's more of a nickname. Kyuubi, HMPH, and why should I tell you my real name? Naruto, well, don't tell me if you don't want to, I won't force you, and why are you locked up here? Kyuubi, I was locked up because I destroyed the village 10 years ago. Naruto, but... Kyuubi, I'll just tell you that they controlled me, but I'm sure you won't believe me like the other humans do. Naruto, I believe you. Kyuubi, what? He asked, surprised that a child believed him. Naruto, I said I believe you, and besides, I'm not one to judge you if I don't know what really happened that day. Kyuubi, you're the first human who's ever believed me, he said, still surprised. Naruto, really, Kyuubi, yes. Naruto, well, I think there should always be a logical explanation for why people do what they do. Kyuubi, but they want to kill you because of me, aren't you angry? Naruto, I don't really feel hatred or resentment towards those people who attacked me or tried to kill me because I know that one day they'll get what they deserve. Besides, maybe they were afraid of me because they think I'm you, but if I show them otherwise, they'll stop hating me and start respecting me. Kyuubi, you're delusional, you know that. Naruto, maybe I am Titebyo, but I don't want to hurt people. I want to protect them even if they call me a demon and beat me up. Kyuubi, they don't deserve you, whisper. Naruto, what? Kyuubi, those people don't deserve you. They treat you like trash, but you don't hate them, you want to protect them, but look how they treat you. Honestly, they don't deserve you. Naruto, you're right, Kyuubi, but I don't care, I'll protect them anyway. Kurama. He sees his father behind Naruto and is surprised, then closes his eyes and smiles, so it is him or not father. He thought Kurama. Naruto. Kurama, my name is Kurama Gaki. Naruto, nice to meet you, Kurama, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. Kurama, whom you'd better get back to reality, kid. They're discussing an important topic and I want to sleep. Naruto, sure, rest. Outside of Naruto's mental space. When Naruto woke up, he saw that Uruka was discussing another topic, clans and their rules. This piqued his interest, though not enough to fully pay attention to the class. He glanced out the window and listened to Uruka's voice explaining until the bell rang. Everyone rushed out of the classroom, leaving Uruka with an anime sweat drop. Two boys walked out calmly, the raven-haired one first, followed by the blonde one who headed to the woods behind the academy. He saw many animals there and sat down to read a scroll on Fuinjutsu while petting a rabbit that had approached him. Naruto. I still don't understand it. Looking at the scroll he held in his hands, I'll never reach level 2 like this, he said dejectedly, and they're supposed to be easy. It was a very nice silence for Naruto, who was having a good time alone with the animals until he heard some girls shouting someone's name. Sasuke-kun, Naruto, he's lost, they're looking for him. What do you say, little one? Looking at the rabbit who was enjoying the blonde's caresses. I'm not lost, said a male voice, Naruto. Looking up, he sees a raven-haired boy. I'm sorry, I thought you were lost because they're looking for you, said the blonde boy, although he already knew he was there, but he felt that his chakra was calm, so he had sat down there. Well, no. Naruto, your name is Sasuke, right? Sasuke, if there's a problem, he said coldly. Naruto, no, none, but why are they looking for you? Sasuke, just to bother me about that. Naruto, I understand. Sasuke, and what are so many animals doing here? Seeing some foxes, rabbits, and about 3 deer. Naruto, I don't really know, they're always coming near me petting the rabbit, does it bother you? Sasuke, no. Naruto, here come the girls. Sasuke, don't say I'm here. Naruto, why Sasuke? Because I don't want them to find me, they're too noisy. Naruto, okay. Naruto saw the bushes rustling and the animals scurrying away to hide from the people, a group of girls led by 2 of them. One had long pink hair down to her back, jade eyes and pale skin, wearing a red and white dress. The other had long light blonde hair tied in a ponytail, light green eyes and pale skin, wearing a short purple t-shirt, gray shorts and a skirt the same color as the t-shirt. These were Sakura Haruno and Ino Yamanaka, rivals for Naruto's affections. Naruto, life, he said with a smile. Sakura, do you know where Sasuke-kun is? She shouted, almost deafening those next to her. Naruto, no, I haven't seen him, but I think he went that way, pointing to the right. Ino, thanks, let's go girls. When the girls left, Sasuke jumped from his branch to the ground in front of Naruto. Sasuke, HMPH, thanks. Naruto, you're welcome, Titebio, with a sweet smile. At that moment, another group of boys arrived with an arrogant smile, and Naruto noticed that they came with bad intentions, so he went on his guard. Boy 1, look who we have here if it isn't Sasuke Uchiha, an elite ninja for sure. Sasuke does. Boy 2 sees Naruto behind Sasuke and gets scared because his father said it was very dangerous to approach him. Guys, look who's behind Sasuke. Boy 1 sees Naruto. I'm not afraid of that damn guy. Naruto, what do you want? Boy 1, we want to fight Sasuke because he's an Uchiha. Sasuke HMP. Naruto, and what does it matter that he's an Uchiha? Boy 3, it's obvious you're a fool. The Uchiha are elite ninjas, a powerful clan, and we want to fight Sasuke because he's an Uchiha. Naruto, just because of that? He asked, confused. Boy 1, yeah, now shut up, idiot guys, grab him. Two boys appeared behind Naruto and grabbed his arms tightly. As Naruto tried to escape their grip, Sasuke found himself fighting 3 boys a grade older than him. Naruto, unsure what to do, began to shed tears from his beautiful sapphire eyes. The same thing was happening to him again, just like when he was 3 years old and had a dog that the villagers killed because it was protecting him. And even though Sasuke knew how to fight, some blows still landed in his stomach or ribs. Naruto, stop. He said, crying with helplessness. Boy 4, look at the faggot, haha. Naruto, I said stop. Then Naruto released a gust of wind that pushed the group of boys away, as well as Sasuke. And behind Naruto a golden aura appeared, and behind him a woman could be seen with stars and constellations behind her. The frightened boys left, leaving Sasuke surprised but with some minor injuries. Naruto approached the raven-haired boy, and upon touching his cheek his wounds disappeared. The aura surrounding him brought him calm and warmth, but then Naruto fainted, worrying Sasuke, who took him home. He would explain to Uruka tomorrow what had happened and why they had left. When Sasuke arrived home, he found his mother, who had been startled by the way he had opened the door. Sasuke, can I ask why you're barging in like that? Oh, she said angrily. Sasuke, Oka-san, please help him. When the woman saw the unconscious blonde boy in her son's arms, she became worried and took him in her arms, carrying him to a room to see what was wrong. After a while, she left calmly. Sasuke, how are you? It's okay, don't worry, she just fainted from exhaustion. Sasuke, okay, relieved. Meanwhile, with the unconscious blonde. Within Naruto's mental space, a blonde man found himself in another place, unknown to him but at the same time somewhat familiar. Hello, Naruto. Naruto, who are you and how do you know my name? He asked, scared. Don't worry, Naruto, I won't do anything to you, displaying the same warm and reassuring aura as Naruto. Naruto, who are you, Titebio? More calmly. Athena, I am the goddess Athena, and you, Naruto, are my reincarnation. Naruto, reincarnation. Athena, yes, Naruto, the war of the knights against Hades ended a long time ago, but I fear he will return, so seek out the other knights. Naruto, but how will I know who they are? Athena, all in due time, Naruto. For now, stay hidden from Hades. You will see my memories along with my past lives when we are reunited and become one soul. Naruto. Athena approaches Naruto and hugs him before disappearing into a mass of particles that enter Naruto's body, leaving him asleep in that beautiful place. Chapter 4. Naruto was waking up in a place he didn't even recognize. It was a cute Japanese room. He got out of bed confused and left, but when he opened the door he saw a woman with long, waist-length jet black hair, pale skin, onyx eyes, and a slim, well-developed body. She looked very young. I see you're awake, with a warm smile. Naruto, who are you? Dadabeo, Mikoto, I am Mikoto Uchiha. My son Sasuke brought you here very worried. He told me that you healed him. Naruto, yeah, I don't remember it very well. Mikoto, I understand, don't worry, come on, let's have breakfast. Naruto, breakfast. Mikoto, yes, you really slept a lot yesterday, you looked very tired, so we let you sleep a little longer. Naruto, oh, I understand. Mikoto, come follow me, she said very kindly and in a soft voice. Naruto followed Mikoto to the dining room where he found 2 boys very familiar to him. One was Itachi Uchiha, who treated him like a brother, and the other was Sasuke Uchiha, his partner. Mikoto, these are my 2 sons, Itachi my eldest son and Sasuke my youngest son. Sasuke, HMP. Itachi, Oka-san, there was no need to introduce you. Naruto already knows who I am, he said calmly as always. Naruto, yes, hello Itachi-san. Mikoto, and how do you two know each other? Itachi, I found him a few days ago in a forest, just training. Naruto, yes, although Itachi-san helped me a lot with my training, he explained what I was doing wrong. Mikoto, I see. And Sasuke, I suppose you know him from the academy, right? Naruto, yes. Then Naruto and Mikoto sat down at the table to have breakfast with the two boys. After they finished, Itachi accompanied Naruto and Sasuke to the academy, but the blonde boy kept his distance from the two Uchihas who looked at him confused. Itachi was starting to get an idea of why, since the villagers were giving Naruto dirty looks. When they arrived at the academy, all the girls started screaming for the two Uchihas and rushed towards them, causing Naruto to fall to the ground and scrape his knees. But it didn't last a minute before they were healed, something the blonde boy was used to seeing. "Is this okay?" asked a sweet voice. Naruto raised his head and saw a girl with strong blue hair that almost looked like jet black, short to her shoulders, pearly eyes, pale skin, wearing a light gray jacket and navy blue pants. Naruto, yeah, don't worry, Titebyo, what's your name? Hinata Hyuga, and you, Naruto, I'm Naruto Uzumaki Databeo. Hinata, it's a pleasure to meet you. Naruto, why are you stuttering? Hinata, I'm very shy. Naruto, you don't have to be like that, you should have more confidence in yourself, Titebyo, he said with a smile. Hinata, I'll try. Naruto, that's the spirit. The two entered the academy while talking and sat together under the scornful gaze of everyone because Hinata had sat with the devil, according to her parents. Hinata, you really live alone. Naruto, yes. Hinata, your life must be rather lonely then. Naruto, a little, but it doesn't matter. I'm sure there are other children who feel lonely too. Hinata, do you always think about other people more than your own life? Naruto, well, I think so. He senses a powerful energy. Could it be? No, it can't be, although it's very similar to Sagittarius Cosmos, he thought. A few hours passed and it was time for a break. Everyone went outside. Naruto sat on a swing with Hinata, who was sitting on the ground with a fan. Naruto, so you're the heir to the Hyuga clan. Hinata, yes, but my father always expects a lot from me, even though now I'm just a disgrace to the family. Naruto, of course you're not, don't put yourself down. Hinata, you know you're right, Naruto. Thank you for trusting me. Naruto, you're welcome, Titebyo. The two went back to the classroom to continue with the lessons, although now they were being taught taijutsu stances. Even though Naruto already knew them, he didn't say anything, and besides, he could tell from miles away that they were teaching the stances incorrectly. Naruto, they're doing it on purpose, he thought. Kurama, why don't you tell him? Naruto, Kurama, I thought you were asleep. Kurama, yes, but I wake up to find out they were teaching my Jinchuriki the wrong taijutsu stances. You know, I don't want to be the laughingstock of my brothers. Naruto, do you have siblings? Kurama, if they are my younger brothers, then I am the oldest of them all. Naruto, and where are they? Kurama, I don't know. They must be sealed like me after the first Hokage sealed us, dividing us into different ninja villages and separating us. But there is something we can do just like all the Jinchuriki. Naruto, and what is it? Kurama, they can communicate telepathically. Naruto, that's awesome, Database. Kurama, and what happened while I was asleep? Naruto, well, I found out I'm the reincarnation of the goddess Athena. Kurama, goddess what? Naruto, the goddess Athena. Kurama, let me see if I understand, you're the reincarnation of a goddess, right? Naruto, yes. Kurama, and exactly who told you that? It was me. Kurama, Naruto, Athena. Athena, yes, Naruto, it's me. I told you I'd be here as one person, but that doesn't mean I can't talk to you. Kurama, are you Athena? Athena, yes, I am the goddess of war, civilization, wisdom, combat, strategy, science, justice, and skill. Kurama, wow, and Naruto is your reincarnation. Athena, yes. Kurama, but if Naruto is now your reincarnation, shouldn't he have someone protecting him, someone you sent? Athena, that's right, the Knights of the Zodiac. One has already awakened, but it will take time for her to reach her full power. For now, all we can do is wait. Kurama, is there anything we need to know? Athena, if they must search for my armor, Naruto will be able to transform into me. Naruto, wait, does that mean I'll have your appearance? Athena, yes. Kurama, a question. Athena, yes, Kurama, how will we know if we've found your armor? Athena, Naruto has seen my armor since I gave him my memories. Kurama, okay. Naruto was now training in kunai throwing, although they were still teaching him incorrectly, but he didn't care since he already knew the proper way thanks to Itachi. Hours passed and it was time to go home, so Naruto left as quickly as possible. When he arrived, he simply sat down in his armchair. Naruto, Athena-sama, may I ask you a question? Athena, just call me Athena and tell me what your question is. Naruto, when will I know where the armor is? Athena, well, the armor will glow when you're near it. Naruto, so it might take me a long time to find her, right? Athena, no, because the armor is in my castle, you just have to go there and look for it. Naruto, and how do I get there? Athena, all in due time, Naruto, for now you must train to control my cosmos. Naruto, yes. The blonde boy began reading his Fuinjutsu scroll as the day passed, and Naruto finished reading his scroll and went to make himself something to eat until he sensed another cosmos. Athena. It seems Pegasus has awakened. Naruto, and it's very close. Athena, yes, you'll have to look for him. Maybe if he sees you he'll recognize my aura. Naruto, maybe I'd better continue with what I was doing. Naruto had made a salad with roast meat and rice. Naruto itadakimasu. Naruto began to eat peacefully. When he finished, he washed his plate and went to his room to change into his usual pajamas and went to sleep. Chapter 5. The day was quiet. Naruto was sitting on the grass of the academy with his friend Hinata, and Sasuke was also there, though it was very rare for him to be around people since, according to some, he liked to be alone. Naruto, guys, don't be mean, Titebyo. Puffing out his cheeks and making an adorable pout. Hinata, but it's true, haha. Naruto, that's not true. Sasuke, you have to admit that it's true a little, he said with a lopsided smile. Naruto, I won't admit it because it's not true, Dadabeo. Hinata, Naruto, come on, the Hokage will just explain it to you, that's all. Naruto, I'm not going to ask him that anyway. Hinata, and why not? It's not really a bad thing. Naruto, because it's embarrassing, Titebyo, blushing. Sasuke, it isn't. Naruto, for me, yes, you won't have to ask where babies come from. Hinata, come on, Naruto, you asked. Besides, the Hokage will just explain it to you, it's not a big deal. Sasuke, now that I think about it, it's probably best if Naruto doesn't know, he whispered to Hinata. Hinata, why Sasuke? We will ruin Naruto's innocence. Hinata, you're right. Naruto, what are you two talking about, Titebyo? Hinata, oh, now I remember where babies come from. Naruto, and where did they come from, Titebyo? Hinata, they come looking around from the stork. Naruto, from the stork. Sasuke/Hinata, yes, Naruto, awesome. I didn't know that, Dadabeo. Kurama, are you serious? Thought the fox, seeing that his Jinchuriki was very innocent and naive. Sasuke, that was close, looking at Naruto who went to see a butterfly. Hinata, yes, her innocence is saved. Sasuke, now we just have to make sure it stays that way until she reaches an age where she doesn't have to be so innocent anymore. Hinata, yes, it would be better if we took away his innocence when he's an adult. Sasuke, yes, I agree with that too. Hinata, I think your fans are jealous. Sasuke, I don't mind, besides I'm very comfortable with you guys. Hinata, oh yeah. Sasuke, if Naruto treats me like a normal person and not because I'm from a prestigious clan, and you're not like the other girls who are more interested in boys than in their training. Hinata, well, I must prove to my father that I am the best for the clan. Sasuke, Naruto is lucky. He doesn't have the responsibility of being the best. Hinata, I think Naruto doesn't care what people think of him and he's the same with everyone, but I think we care more about what people think of us. Sasuke, seeing Naruto return with a radiant smile, Athena, I wonder where you are. He thought since he was the Pegasus Knight, wait, didn't Seiya tell me that the goddess Athena would reincarnate in a child whose village would hate him and treat him like a demon? That means, judging by how the villagers see Naruto, he could be her. Naruto, guys, we have to go back to class. Hinata, yes, let's go. The three boys went to class and continued as usual, although Sasuke was wondering if Naruto was the reincarnation of Athena. After some boring classes, the academy was finally over and everyone was about to go home, except for Naruto, who went to the library to see if they had any information about the goddess Athena or something similar. When he arrived, he had to transform to be allowed in. Naruto, there must be something about Athena in the library, like legends or a story that was forgotten over time, he thought as he searched. Athena, I don't think this book about my Naruto exists in this world. Remember, nobody here knows that the gold, silver, or bronze saints exist, not even me or Hades. Naruto, remind me who Hades was, Titebyo. Athena, Hades is the god of the dead and the underworld. Naruto, then I must fight another god, Titebyo. Athena, that's right. While I was still looking for something with an ancient legend about the goddess Athena and Hades, although I couldn't find it, there was another person who was also interested in that topic. There's nothing about that here. Naruto, Naruto, Sasuke, what are you doing here? Sasuke, I was looking for something for the academy, and what are you doing transformed like that? Naruto, well, let's just say they won't let me into the library in my original form, so I'm transforming, and just like you, I'm looking for books to study. Sasuke, I see, he said thoughtfully, could it be him? Seiya, I feel Athena's aura, without a doubt it's her. Sasuke, are you sure? Seiya, yes, let me take control. Sasuke, good, he closed his eyes for a moment and opened them. Athena, Naruto, what? He said, stunned. Athena, that voice, it's Seiya. Naruto, let me take control. Naruto, of course, just like Sasuke. Seiya, is that you? Sasuke, so you're Athena, right? Naruto, yes, it's me, you finally found me. Sasuke, you don't know how hard it was for me to wake up. Naruto, not me much. When Naruto saw you hurt, he got so scared that I was able to wake up. Sasuke, I noticed it. Naruto, so Sasuke you're Seiya, he said, now in control of his body. Sasuke, and you are Athena. Naruto, well yes, he said sheepishly. Sasuke, wow Naruto, who would have thought you're the reincarnation of a Greek goddess. Naruto, and you're one of my knights. Athena, and not just any knight, it's Pegasus. Sasuke is supposed to be by your side always, protecting you from any dark night. Naruto, I hope you'll protect me. Sasuke, apparently so. Naruto, but I can defend myself, Titebio. Sasuke, well, but I must always be by your side, and we must also find the other knights. Naruto, yes, besides their armor and mine. Sasuke, this will be difficult. Athena, the Pegasus armor is hidden high atop a mountain, protected by an energy field. Only I or Pegasus's reincarnation can enter. Naruto, Sasuke, your armor is on top of a mountain, seriously. Sasuke, yes, but the problem is which mountain? Seiya, the armor will shine when the time is right. Only you and Naruto will be able to see the armor's glow even from afar. Sasuke, I understand. Naruto, what did he say to you? Sasuke, the Pegasus armor will shine when the time is right. Naruto, then we must wait, Databe. Sasuke, yes. Naruto, do you think Hinata could be one of the knights? Sasuke, I honestly don't know what we can do. We can only wait for another knight to awaken. Naruto, a gold saint has awakened. Sasuke, and who is it? Naruto, I don't know, he's very far from here, but I'm sure he sensed your cosmos when Seiya woke up. Sasuke, and which gold saint is it? Naruto, it was Sagittarius. Sasuke, then he'll arrive here very soon. Naruto, it might take him a while since he has to train just like you. Sasuke, yes, I already know that. The two boys spent all day looking for information, but there was nothing until Naruto dropped a book. When he picked it up, he saw that it had no title. Naruto, hey Sasuke, look at this book. Puzzled. Sasuke, looks at the book, how strange it doesn't have a title. Naruto, yeah, that's what I was thinking when I grabbed him. Sasuke, it's better if you take it with you. Besides, nobody will notice because the book doesn't have a title. Naruto, okay. Naruto took a scroll from his kunai pouch and put the book inside. Then they left the library as if nothing had happened, going straight home. Since they didn't have school the next day, they decided to meet at Naruto's house to look at the book. Upon entering his apartment, the blonde boy placed the book in the drawer in his room. Then he went to the kitchen where he heated up some ramen, one of his favorite foods, although he especially liked Ikaraku ramen. When the ramen was ready, he began to eat it. Naruto, Kurama, are you awake? Kurama, what's up, kid? Naruto, well, maybe it's too much to ask, but could you train me? Kurama, of course, I don't see why not. Besides, it's a way to distract myself and not always be asleep. Naruto, thank you. Kurama, you're welcomes. Athena, does Naruto already know Sasuke? Naruto, know what? Athena, is Kurama inside you? Naruto, no, he doesn't know. Athena, why don't you tell him? Naruto, do you think she'll accept me? Athena, Naruto, you gain nothing if you don't try. Naruto, maybe you're right, but I'm scared. Athena, are you afraid that I won't see you as a person anymore? Naruto, yes. Athena, Naruto, you must have faith in him. Perhaps he will understand that even though you have Kurama living inside you just like me, you will be the same no matter what, and you will never change. Naruto, thanks, I really needed to hear that. Athena, you're welcome, now finish eating and get into bed, because Sasuke is coming tomorrow to look at the book, okay? Naruto, sure. When she finished eating, she threw away the ramen container and went to her room to change into her pajamas. But first she went to the bathroom to brush her teeth and then went to sleep. Chapter 6. Days had passed. Naruto and Sasuke were closer than ever and very good friends, though they felt something more than just friendship. Both were afraid to confess, and even though Kurama, Athena, and Seiya told them they liked each other, it didn't work because they were hesitant or afraid of rejection. Now we find ourselves in the red light district in an apartment where a 12-year-old boy sat. He had golden hair like the sun, pale skin, and delicate features. On his face were 3 small marks that looked like fox whiskers, adding to his already endearing appearance. His body was slender, with wide hips and a lovely waist. He slowly opened his large, beautiful sapphire blue eyes, adjusting to the sunlight. He got out of bed and went to the bathroom for a 15-minute shower. When he finished, he came out of the bathroom with a towel around his waist and another drying his silky hair. Naruto looked at the calendar and saw that today was his graduation day. Naruto, and to think that all these years I've been training with Sasuke and searching for the knights, he thought, still not believing it. Although we haven't found them yet, Sasuke being the Pegasus Knight made me happy, but now we have to find the others, he sighed wearily. During these years, Naruto and Sasuke always trained together, honing their cosmos, chakra, and physical attributes such as stamina, taijutsu, and kenjutsu. Naruto also studied fuinjutsu extensively and even dedicated himself to learning medical ninjutsu, though he wouldn't really need it since he could heal himself and others thanks to Athena's abilities. He also had almost perfect control over his adamantine chains, which could create a barrier large enough for at least 10 people. However, the first time he tried, he coughed up a lot of blood, which worried Sasuke since they were both training at the time. Naruto also told him about Kurama, and Sasuke truly understood. He said he didn't care about what was inside him, as long as he remained true to himself. He began training to control Kurama's chakra, but for now, he could only control 2 tails. Athena, Naruto, if you keep standing there, you'll be late. Naruto, oh yeah, sure, they're just thinking. Athena, thinking about Sasuke-san, right? She said mischievously. Naruto, what, of course not, he said, blushing. Athena, you say no, but your heart says otherwise. Naruto, well, I do like Sasuke, but he doesn't see me as anything more than a friend. Kurama, pup, what if you're wrong and that Uchiha actually likes you too? Naruto, I don't think so. Besides, we're both men and Sasuke wants a family, something I can't give him. He said dejectedly. Kurama, do you tell him or should I? He said seriously. Athena, I'd rather. Naruto, what's wrong? Confused. Athena, Naruto, you are a young man. Naruto, what? Athena, a young man who has a woman's womb where he can procreate and bring life into the world. In short, a man who can get pregnant. Naruto, what? Kurama, and that's not all, pup. Naruto, is there more? Athena, yes, Naruto, being a virgin, you'll start to see your body differently like now, with wider hips, soft skin, delicate features, and silkier hair than before. And being a Jinchuriki. Naruto, what if I'm a Jinchuriki? Athena, Kurama, it's your turn. Kurama, yes, pup, the thing is that in a few days your body will undergo more changes that are not normal. Naruto, what do you mean? He asked while putting his breakfast on the table, since he was making his breakfast while he was talking. Kurama, I'm saying that since you're a Jinchuriki, you'll have limbs of the beast sealed inside you. Naruto, wait, does that mean I'll have 9 tails and fox ears? Kurama, well, I don't know if you still have my 9 tails, but you're right, but there's something else. Naruto, this can't get any worse, Titebyo. Kurama, maybe so. The thing is, since you'll have a fox tail and ears, unfortunately you'll get jealous. Naruto, but I'm not that jealous. Kurama, it's not like puppy heat, it's like an animal's heat, so your heat, like that of females, lasts between 1 and 6 days, although it can last up to 3 weeks, and the mating that takes place during these respective days lasts about 30 minutes. Your gestation lasts from 52 to 53 days. Naruto, so that means. Kurama, you're going to want a man to mark you, and that's not all. Naruto, there's more. Kurama, you will release a sweet aroma, and this will affect many men who will want to grape you because of that aroma. But another thing is that you will suffer chest pain when you are in your first heat. You will feel alone, hot, and you will need your courtship partner by your side. Naruto, this is the worst, Titebyo. Athena, don't worry, Naruto will help you somehow. Besides, Kurama can now leave his seal, so he can accompany you when you're in heat since it doesn't affect him. Kurama, that's right, pup. Naruto, thanks to both of you. Athena/Kurama, you're welcome, they said in unison. Athena, Naruto, you'd better go to the academy now. Naruto, you're right. Naruto left his apartment and jumped across the rooftops very quickly, until he reached the academy where he met his 2 friends Hinata and Sasuke, who were waiting for him at the entrance of the academy. Naruto, good morning guys. Titebyo, Hinata/Sasuke, good morning. Naruto, we have to go in, Databeo. Hinata, yes. The 3 entered the academy, although Hinata and Naruto, as usual, were helping Sasuke with his fans who wouldn't leave him alone. A few minutes passed until Uruka arrived, entering calmly until he saw everyone talking, so he started asking for silence, but no one paid attention to him, so he had to shout to make them all quiet down. Uruka, all right, he said, noticing everyone sitting quietly in their seats staring at him. As you all know, today is the exam where everyone will advance to Genin, though only those who pass with a good grade will. He said casually, though with a smile. Well, first there will be the written exam, then marksmanship taijutsu, the bunshin no jutsu, and maybe a jutsu you all know. Also, clans can use their KK Geninka. By the way, your parents will be watching. He added now with a wide smile, seeing how nervous everyone was. Okay, let's begin. Uruka, with Mizuki's help, handed out the written exams to everyone. When Mizuki gave Naruto his exam, he saw that it contained a high-level genjutsu, but not so much for him since he was able to remove it without Mizuki noticing. Everyone began to take their exams in silence, as did Naruto, who found it very easy since Hiruzen, Asuma, Hinata, Sasuke, Athena, and Kurama forced him to study. Naruto, should I hand the exam to Uruka-sensei now or wait? He thought, undecided. Kurama, I say you hand it over now, seeing as Sasuke was about to get up. Naruto got up at the same time as Sasuke and they were given their exams. After a few minutes, Hinata did the same. The 3 of them left and went outside where they saw all the parents who were waiting for their children to come out. Naruto, There are a lot of parents Titebyo, he said dejectedly, knowing that his parents had died to protect him when Kurama was being controlled. Sasuke, yes, he said coldly. Hinata, I'm a little nervous. Naruto, don't worry Hinata, you've been training with us for a few weeks now. Hinata, yes, but I don't think I'm ready yet. Naruto, have confidence in yourself, Titebyo. Hinata, you're right, I promised I wouldn't doubt myself again, she said with a smile. I wonder when these two will become a couple, she thought with a trickle of blood in her nose for thinking something inappropriate. And Sasuke and Naruto were included in that thought. Naruto, Hinata-chan, you're bleeding, he said worriedly. Hinata, don't worry Naruto-kun, I'm fine. Naruto, if I could use my healing ability it would last, but you know I can't use it in front of everyone, only in secret. Hinata, it doesn't matter Naruto-kun, I'm fine. A few minutes passed and everyone started to come out, and finally Uruka came out, with Mizuki beside him wearing a rather strange smile that Naruto didn't like at all. Naruto, they feel that he thought, looking at Mizuki. Athena, I really don't like the energy that man gives off, she said seriously. Kurama, me neither. Naruto, we'd better be careful with him, right? Athena, that would be best. Uruka, okay, now they're going to start with target practice. K Kanayas Shurikens. Guys, Chauji K8/10S 7/10. Kiba K7/10S 6/10 making his mother angry because her son wasn't training properly. Civil 1 K7/10S 7/10. Civil 2 K7/10S 6/10. Shikamaru K8/10S 7/10. Sasuke K10/10S 10/10 making his family proud of him. Shino K7/10S 9/10. Naruto K10/10S 10/10 although everyone said he cheated, he did it twice to make them stop talking. Civil 3 K5/10S 3/10. Girls, Ino K7/10S 7/10. Sakura K7/10S 7/10. Civil 1 K8/10 K5/10. Hinata K10/10S 9/10 which made her father happy since thanks to Naruto and Sasuke she improved a little. Civil 2 K7/10S 6/10. Civil 3 K8/10S 6/10. Uruka okay now let's do Tuantu Taijutsu. They all took their turns. Although the clan heirs had won, only now it was Naruto's turn against a civilian who thought he was very important. Civilian, you'll see I'll defeat you in 10 minutes, idiot. Woman, that my little one will kill the child. Naruto, is it normal to feel sorry for the child who's now saddened by his mother? He thought with an anime sweat drop on the back of his neck looking at the child. Kurama, I think so. Uruka, very well begin. Naruto assumed a fighting stance just as Asuma who was among the crowd had taught him. Hiruzen and Itachi were watching Naruto with pride, as Asuma had taught him some of his clan's fighting techniques, but Naruto had perfected them so they wouldn't know. The boy ran towards Naruto, intending to kick him in the face, but Naruto ducked, then raised his fist in the air and punched the poor boy in the stomach with such force that he sent him flying. Naruto, I don't think I've mastered my strength yet nervous. Athena, well then we'll have to deal with that later. Uruka, ga winner Naruto Uzumaki. Upon hearing that he had won, Naruto was happy, but he also wished they had mentioned his other surname, even though he knew no one knew it, as it was a secret the Hokage wanted to keep hidden from the other villages. He left with his friends and they congratulated him. Hinata/Sasuke, well done. Naruto, thanks Titebyo, although you guys did well too. Hinata, why yes hehe, she said embarrassed, since she almost sent one of the girls to the hospital. Naruto, don't worry, she'll be fine, although I doubt that kid will be able to go for a walk tomorrow, hehe. Sasuke, you overdid it with your strength. Naruto, yeah, I'm going to have to learn to control my strength, Titebyo. Uruka, okay, now everyone will have to do the Bunshin no Jutsu, so you go first, Hinata. Hinata, well, wish me luck, she said nervously because her father was watching her. Naruto/Sasuke, luck. Hinata stepped forward and made the appropriate hand positions. Hinata, Bunshin no Jutsu, creating 3 clones identical to herself. Uruka, very well, Hinata's. Now you can perform a jutsu or something from your clan if you wish. Hinata, yes Byakugan. She activated her Daojutsu and concentrated, then took a breath Kaiten. Rotation. To say that Hayashi was impressed was an understatement. He couldn't believe it since his daughter knew such a difficult technique at this age, but he was incredibly proud. Uruka, oh very good Hinata. Hinata, thank you. Hinata left with her friends who congratulated her while the others passed by. Sakura, Bunshin no Jutsu, making 3 replicas of herself Henge no Jutsu, and she transformed into Uruka who wasn't surprised. Uruka, very well Sakura, you can go. After Ernos went, who did almost the same thing as Sakura, except she used her mind transfer on Kiba. After everyone had gone, it was Sasuke's turn. Sasuke Bunshin no Jutsu, creating 4 clones of himself Sharigan, revealing his 2 Tamo Sharigan that made his clan proud. Uruka Wells. Lastly, Naruto. The blonde boy went to where Uruka was with a foxy smile. Once in front of Uruka, he made a cross with his fingers, surprising those who knew that technique. Naruto, Shadow Clone Jutsu. Creating 4 solid clones of himself. Uruka, very well, Naruto, you can perform a transformation jutsu since you were absent from that class. Naruto, of course, Henge Bunshin no Jutsu. A cloud of smoke surrounded Naruto, and when it dissipated, everyone was shocked by what Naruto had transformed into, a woman with light purple hair. She held a golden scepter in her left hand and a gold and white shield in her right. She wore a somewhat unusual gold, lilac, and white armor that resembled a dress. On her head, she wore a golden Greek helmet with some white details, and her armor had gold and lilac wings. Naruto, it's done, he said casually, and Sasuke was looking at the one who would be his god and the love of his life. Do you like my transformation, Athena? Athena, yes, I love it. Kurama, you turned out just like him, pup. Naruto, upon transforming back, looked at Uruka, who remained silent. Naruto, Uruka-sensei, can we continue? Uruka, huh, oh sure, Naruto. Naruto smiled, then looked at Hiruzen for a few minutes, then at Sasuke and Hinata. Naruto, will it be okay to show my chains? Kurama, pup, this is your ability and you can't hide it since it's part of you. Furthermore, you must make them remember the Uzumaki name with respect and fear, so make your mother and father proud. Naruto, yes. Naruto closed his eyes to concentrate better. When he was ready, he took out his chains, which were white, gold, and blood red, surprising many, except for those who already knew he could pull them out. Naruto, now. He said happily, able to show off his chains that belonged to his clan. Naruto first created a barrier that protected him while he told Sasuke to throw any jutsu he knew, which Sasuke, very sure of what he was doing, did. Sasuke, Katen Gakekyu no Jutsu, Great Fireball Fire Style. The fireball impacted Naruto's barrier, creating a cloud of smoke that, when it dissipated, revealed a naked Naruto and the barrier still standing. Naruto, this is a barrier of my chains and no one can break it, even with high-level jutsu, he said confidently, now deactivating his barrier and looking at Uruka. Uruka-sensei, may I? Uruka. Of course. Naruto grabbed Uruka with one of his chains, who was now trying to break free but couldn't. Naruto, just as it can absorb people's chakra, weakening or killing them, those trapped must also possess great strength to escape. Naruto released Uruka, carefully placing him on the ground. Then he went to his place wearing his ninja headband like everyone else who had passed without incident. After that, the parents and their children went off to celebrate. Meanwhile, Naruto, after speaking with Hiruzen, who congratulated him and invited him to Ikaraku, found it was already night. So he went to his apartment, leaping across the rooftops. Instead of entering through the door as usual, he climbed in through his bedroom window. Since it was already full, he simply changed into his pajamas and went to sleep. Chapter 7. It was already morning and Naruto was getting ready to go to the academy. Last night he had beaten up Mizuki with Sasuke's help, and well, today he had woken up in a good mood, so he was now running across the rooftops with a smile. When he arrived at the academy, he saw Sasuke waiting for him, and without knowing why his heart raced and he blushed just at the sight of him. Athena, is it these kids these days or am I just too direct? She thought, watching the 2 boys talking, both blushing slightly. Naruto sat next to Sasuke, who was comfortable with Naruto's presence until Sasuke's 2 #1 fangirls, Ino Yamanaka and Sakura Haruno, appeared from the doorway. Sasuke, great annoyed whisper. While the girls fought as usual, Naruto just watched the scene with amusement, giving a tender smile that conveyed warmth like a mother to her son. Sasuke, seeing this, couldn't stop looking at Naruto and thinking about what it would be like to have the blonde boy as a partner and have a family by his side, but his thoughts were interrupted by Sakura, who approached where Naruto and Sasuke were. Sakura, hi Sasuke-kun, see, can I sit next to you? She asked, blushing. Ino, don't even think about it, billboard forehead. I'll sit with Sasuke. Naruto, huh, Sasuke, can't you see Naruto is sitting next to me? Looking at the girls seriously. Sakura, that's right, she said, glaring at Naruto annoyed, while the blonde boy looked at her confused, tilting his head and making him look very cute in everyone's eyes. Naruto, you idiot, go sit somewhere else. Ino, yes Naruto Baka, I'll sit with Sasuke-kun. Sakura, no, I'll sit with him. Sasuke, shut up already. Raising his voice and giving a death glare to the 2 girls who were looking at him scared, leave before I get even angrier, and Naruto stays by my side, so you 2 go find another place because he's not going anywhere, he said seriously, sitting down. Naruto, who had stood up from his seat, yes, Sasuke protects his uke. After that, the 2 girls reluctantly sat down somewhere else, glaring at Naruto, who was a little nervous about their stares. But Sasuke grabbed his hand under the table and gave off an aura of confidence that only Naruto could sense, silently thanking him. A while passed, during which a bunch of girls glared at Naruto until Uruka came to his rescue, as those stares shifted to focus on the sensei. Uruka, well guys, I'm proud of you. You've finally become genin. After his speech, he moved on to the teams. I'll move on to the most important one. Alright, Team 7, Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno Sakura had shouted no, leaving almost everyone deaf including Naruto since Kurama had made his hearing, smell, and sight incredibly developed. Sakura, if you shout again, I'll kick you out of the class. Did you hear me? Serious. Sakura, why yes, Uruka-sensei, she said sadly. Uruka, well, what was I doing? Yes, Naruto Uzumaki, Sakura Haruno and Sasuke Uchiha. Sakura, yes, love always wins, you pig Ino, she yelled again. Uruka, Sakura, he shouted angrily. Sakura, sorry. Uruka, your Jounin sensei will be Kakashi headache, he said, a little tired of having to deal with Sakura's shouting. Poor Kakashi will be deaf in a few days, he thought, feeling sorry for Kakashi. Meanwhile, elsewhere, more like outside the Hokage Tower, a silver-haired man had sneezed. Kakashi, how strange, am I getting sick? He wondered to himself while reading his precious orange book, Ika Ika Paradise. Returning to Uruka, he had already finished announcing the groups, so he left, allowing the groups to get to know each other. Hinata, too bad I didn't get paired with Naruto-kun or Sasuke-kun, thought the pearl-eyed girl, not getting paired with her two friends. When Naruto saw Hinata looking a little sad, he approached her with Sasuke, who was behind him. Naruto, Hinata-chan, are you feeling all right? Hinata, why yes, it's just that we weren't paired together, she said dejectedly. Naruto, don't worry, we can see each other when we don't have missions, he said with a smile. Hinata, why yes, she said, looking at Naruto with a small smile, but I wanted to see more Yaoi, she thought, crying inside. And yes, friends, Hinata really liked Yaoi. And when she was with Sasuke and Naruto, she imagined the two boys' life together, when they were hugging or sometimes showing affection to each other. But now that they weren't going to be together as much as before, she was going to miss out on all of that. Hinata, I envy you, Sakura. You can watch Yaoi thanks to having Naruto and Sasuke, she thought, glaring at the pink-haired girl who was fighting with Ino. Naruto, besides you're with Shino and Kiba, you can become their friend, right? Hinata, you're right, Naruto-kun, she said cheerfully. I won't have my Sasanaru, but Shiba isn't bad either, she thought with a perverted face, scaring the blonde boy a little. Naruto, Hinata-chan, are you all right? Hinata, why do you ask, Naruto-kun? She asked with an innocent smile, but she was hiding perverted intentions towards her two teammates. Naruto, nothings. Sasuke, poor Kiba and Shino, he thought, looking a little nervously at Hinata. What if we go get something to eat? Hinata, sorry guys, you'll have to go alone today. I need to spend time with my team so we can get to know each other, she said with an innocent smile on her face. Besides, I have a lot of work to do if I want my two teammates to end up together, she thought. After Hinata left with her team to eat, Sasuke and Naruto were also about to leave until Sakura got in the way. Sakura, Sasuke-kun, would you like to come eat with me? She asked, blushing, I mean so we can get to know each other. Sasuke, I don't know what you're saying, Naru. He asked, looking at the blonde boy who was about to speak, but Sakura interrupted him. Sakura, no, Sasuke-kun, I meant eating together, just the two of us, alone, she said, glaring at Naruto. Sasuke, if Naruto isn't going, then neither am I, he said casually. Sasuke grabbed Naruto's hand and they left with a blushing blonde boy. They went to the courtyard where they sat in the shade of a tree to eat and talk quietly. When they finished eating, they returned to the classroom where Sakura was arguing with Ino. The two boys went to sit in their seats and waited. Hours passed and all the other teams had already left with their sensei, so only Team 7 stayed behind waiting another hour until a silver-haired boy arrived. In Chapter 8. We found Team 7 on the terrace staring at their sensei who just had a bored expression. Kakashi, well, why don't you introduce yourselves? Sakura and how, Kakashi? Well, tell us what you like, dislike, your hobbies and your dreams for the future, he said, bored, looking at his favorite book. Sakura, and why don't you start, sensei? Kakashi, me? He asked, pointing to himself and putting his book back in his kunai pouch. Well, my name is Kakashi Headache. What I like and dislike, I won't tell you that my hobbies I have many. And as for my dreams for the future, I've never really thought about that, he said disinterestedly. Sakura, he only told us his name, she thought, looking at the silver-haired man with an anime sweat drop on her forehead. Kakashi, you, the blonde one, can introduce yourself. Naruto, I'm Naruto Uzumaki, believe it. What I like is training, eating ramen and spending time with my loved ones. And having Sasuke always with me when I train, he said with a smile, making Sakura, a flat-chested girl, angry. What I dislike is when people judge others without knowing them. My hobbies are spending time with Sasuke and training with a radiant smile, and my dreams for the future are to be the best ninja and surpass all the Hokage to protect the village, he said with great determination, and to be the best god for my knights, he thought. Kakashi, well, you, the pink-haired one. Sakura, my name is Sakura Haruno. What I like the boy I like, my hobbies are my dreams for the future Kaya. She screamed while staring at Sasuke, who was completely ignoring her. Kakashi, okay, and your dislikes. Sakura, Naruto, you idiot. She yelled, glaring at Naruto, but the blonde boy didn't hear her because he was chatting animatedly with Sasuke. Kakashi, you're the last one. Sasuke HMPH, my name is Sasuke Uchiha. What I like is training and spending time with Naruto. My dislikes are annoying fans who won't leave me alone. He glares at Sakura, my hobbies are training with Naruto and my dreams are to surpass my brother. Kakashi, alright, we'll meet at training ground 3 at 7 a.m. By the way, don't eat breakfast if you don't want to throw up and don't be late. Well, goodbye, he said as he disappeared in a swirl of leaves. Sakura, Sasuke-kun, do you want to go get something to eat, just you and me? She said flirtatiously, clinging to the raven-haired boy who pushed her away. Sasuke, no thanks, I don't want to catch his annoyingness, he said, annoyed. Naru, shall we go? Naruto, why yes. The two boys left, leaving Sakura depressed by what Sasuke had said. She went home with her head down while Naruto and Sasuke walked along, chatting animatedly about anything and everything. Naruto, hahaha, it's obvious Mikoto-sen has Fugaku-sen on a tight leash. Sasuke, yes, although she keeps us all on a short leash, and believe it or not, my mother is scary, he said with a shiver. Naruto, PFF, hahaha, Sasuke, you're one of Athena's knights and you're afraid of Mikoto-san. Sasuke HMPH, laugh now, but you won't say the same when you see her angry. Naruto, hee okay. They walked a while longer until they arrived at Naruto's apartment. Sasuke, well, goodbye. Naruto, goodbye and say hi to Mikoto-san for me. Sasuke, yes. When Sasuke left, Naruto went into his apartment to make himself something to eat, but then Kurama spoke to him. Naruto, what's wrong, Kurama? Kurama, I just have a bad feeling. Naruto, bad feeling. Kurama, yes, but maybe it's just my imagination. Athena, well, to be honest, I also have a bad feeling. Naruto, whom will have to be careful then. Athena, yes. Naruto was about to look for the ingredients he would need, but since he wasn't hungry yet, he went to read a book. A few minutes passed until Naruto heard someone knocking desperately on the door, so he went to answer it as quickly as possible. Naruto, but what, Sasuke, what's wrong? Sasuke, my entire clan. Naruto, what's wrong with your clan? Sasuke, he was massacred by a masked man in a cloak. My parents and brother are in the hospital injured. Naruto. Naruto sat Sasuke down on the sofa while he went to get a glass of water and left a clone to make a stew. Naruto, drink some water. Sasuke, yes. Naruto, I've never seen Sasuke so devastated, he thought, looking at the raven-haired boy with concern. Athena, Naruto, hug him. Naruto, Athena, a hug makes you feel a little better. Naruto, you're right. Naruto hugged Sasuke while stroking his raven hair. Naruto, everything will be alright, Sasuke. Gus's parents and Itachi will be fine in the hospital. Sasuke, and what about our clan? Naruto, Sasuke, the most important thing is your family, then you worry about your whole clan, okay? Sasuke, you're right. Naruto, are you hungry? He asked in a soft voice. Sasuke, yes. Just then Naruto's clone returned with the stew ready, so they sat down to eat peacefully. Sasuke was a little depressed, but thanks to Naruto he was smiling because the blonde made him laugh with everything he came up with. When they finished eating, Naruto went to wash the dishes and Sasuke dried them. Afterward, they went to the blonde's room and stood in the doorway looking at the bed. Naruto, I'll sleep on the futon. Sasuke, no, I'll sleep on the futon. Naruto, and what if he said with a blush, we sleep together? Sasuke, I think it's fine. The two changed into more comfortable clothes and lay down on the bed, embracing each other. Chapter 9. Sasuke was waking up from a nightmare, or so he thought, because when he noticed he wasn't in his room, he sat up in bed looking around until his eyes stopped on a blonde boy who was sleeping like an angel. Sasuke, so it wasn't a nightmare, my clan was massacred, he thought with his head bowed. Seiya, don't be sad, at least you have your parents, your brother, and us, Naruto, he said with a smile. Sasuke, you're right, and Naruto was comforting me and even fell asleep hugging me, he thought. Looking at Naruto, I'd better wake him up. He whispered with a half-smile, hey, Dobi, wake up, he said in a soft voice. Naruto, good morning, he said, rubbing one eye. Sasuke, good morning. Naruto, we have to go to the training grounds today, right? Sasuke, yes. Naruto, what if we go to the hospital first? Sasuke, stop. Naruto, well, I thought we could check on your parents and Itachi. Sasuke, oh yes, sure, let's go. Naruto, but first we have breakfast. Sasuke, yes. The two boys got out of bed and changed their clothes, although Naruto was in the bathroom. After finishing changing, they went to the kitchen to prepare some pancakes with cream and forest fruits, accompanied by orange juice and fruit salad. Sasuke, you know we couldn't have breakfast, right? Naruto, yeah, but since Kakashi-sensei was late yesterday, I think he'll be late today too and we'll starve, so let's have breakfast. Sasuke, HMPH, I can see Sakura's face. Naruto, yes, poor thing, I'll bring him some food. Sasuke, even though you know she won't eat it. Naruto, well, I have to try, right? Sasuke, you're very good to people who are mean to you. Naruto, I know maybe I'm a fool, but I don't want to feel hatred or resentment towards people. It's bad for me since you know what I'm capable of, right? Sasuke, if you told me that one day, then you still don't control Kurama's chakra. Naruto, no, not yet, he said, looking down. It's still too difficult for me if I don't have what I need to train. Sasuke, and what do you need? Naruto, Sasuke, I must go to Kirigakure to visit a temple where only Jinchuriki are allowed. Sasuke, wait, do you mean you have to leave the village? He said, agitated. Naruto, no, wait, I won't leave, well, not yet. Sasuke, but that means you'll leave. Naruto, that's why I want you to come with me. Sasuke, what? Naruto, I want you to come with me. Also, I'll talk to Hiruzen about this, so he can tell the Raikage to tell his younger brother who's a Jinchuriki to train me. Sasuke, you've got it all planned out, huh? Naruto, yes, I also discovered that we Jinchuriki have a mental link where we can communicate telepathically, and well, I'll talk to the Jinchuriki of the Eight Tails. Sasuke, are you sure he'll accept? Naruto, I hope so. Naruto went to wash the dishes and Sasuke cleaned the table. When they finished, they went to the hospital while talking about something else. Upon arriving, Naruto had to transform to be allowed inside, and so they went to the room where the three injured Uchiha were. Sasuke, hello, he said, entering. Mikoto, hello, son, she said weakly. Naruto, hello, Mikoto-sen. Mikoto, hello, Naruto, how are you feeling? Mikoto, well, the doctor said it wasn't anything serious, so we'll be discharged in a week. Sasuke, that's good, but the clan. Fugaku, we know, but the important thing is that we're okay, well, just a little hurt, but we're together. Itachi, yes, Sasuke, don't worry about the clan, they fought with honor and we don't want their deaths to be in vain, lamenting that we weren't strong enough. Sasuke, yes, you're right. Naruto, see, I told you the important thing is that you're with your family. Sasuke, yes, thank you, Naruto, you're welcome. Mikoto, is it just me, or is there love in the air between my son and Naruto? She thought, looking at the two boys with a mischievous expression, and what will they do? Naruto, well, we came to see how you were doing since we'll have a team exam very soon. Mikoto, and who is your sensei? Sasuke, Kakashi headache. Fugaku, the man who is always late. Sasuke, father, do you know him? Fugaku, yes. Mikoto, Kakashi used to never be late, he was always punctual, but he was cold to people and always wore his mask. Naruto, but then why is he late? Mikoto, well, we can't blame him. Since he lost his two friends, his sensei and his father at such a young age, he became distant and started arriving late, honoring the memory of his friend who was always late. Naruto, oh, so that's why he was late yesterday. Mikoto, yes, although Kakashi is actually always at the Hero's Stone or in the cemetery. Naruto, questions. Mikoto, yes, tell me. Naruto, who were Kakashi-sensei's teammates and his sensei? Mikoto, well, Abido was a boy from our clan. He was cheerful and hyperactive, nothing like the typical Uchiha attitude, but he didn't care. Rin was a very sweet and cheerful girl, and she always wanted Kakashi and Abido to get along. And Kakashi-sensei, well, I can't really say. Kakashi should tell you that. Naruto, I understand. It's clear that Kakashi-sensei's two teammates were good, but what happened to them? Mikoto, well, Abido and Rin died on a mission, but young Kakashi wanted to talk about it. Actually, he always seemed hurt whenever he was asked about it, so they didn't ask him anymore, she said sadly, but anyway, you should go now. I don't want you to be late, okay? Naruto/Sasuke, yes. The two boys left the hospital for the training field where they found a half-asleep, hungry Sakura, but Kakashi wasn't there yet. Naruto, hello Sakura, he said with a smile. Sakura, you're late, Naruto, you idiot, I bet you made Sasuke-kun late. Sasuke, don't blame Naruto, Sakura, besides he only accompanied me to check on my parents and brother. Sakura, huh? She said, confused, what happened to your family? She asked, worried. Sasuke, nothing to worry about, Sakura, but... Naruto, Sakura, don't ask Sasuke any more questions. Besides, he's still upset about what happened to him. Sakura, shut up, Naruto, you idiot, what do you know? Sasuke, stop treating Naruto like that, besides I don't want to talk about it. Chapter 10. Naruto, hello Kakashi-sensei. Sakura, Kakashi-sensei is late. She yelled angrily. Kakashi, I'm sorry I got lost on the path of life, he said while reading his orange book. Anyway, I'll explain what you'll have to do in this exam and it will be survival, he said, bored watching Sakura raise her hand. Yes, Sakura. Sakura, well, we've already taken that exam. After Kakashi explained everything, the exam began. Naruto and Sasuke were together planning a strategy to outsmart Kakashi. Sasuke, and what did Sakura tell you? Naruto, well, she said she didn't want to be with me and that she would only work with you, he said, looking down. Sasuke, relax, Naru, we'll do it just the two of us, we don't need her. Naruto, okay, Titebyo. Once they had the plan, Naruto began creating 10 clones to distract Kakashi while the original stayed next to Sasuke, who was preparing for a fire jutsu, and Naruto prepared to go to where Kakashi was. Sasuke, are you ready? Naruto, yes. Sasuke, alright, making hand seals fire release, great fire technique. Sasuke created a large fireball that almost hit Kakashi, but he barely dodged it, and Naruto went at superhuman speed, taking Kakashi's bells without him even noticing. Kakashi, that was close, he thought. Looking at Sasuke, I'm impressed that a mere genin can perform that jutsu. Well, I must admit he did it well, and Naruto at this age has monstrous chakra reserves that seem like those of an elite chunin, although now that I look at them more closely, I'm missing Sakura. Naruto. This exam is over, he said, smiling. Sasuke was already by his side. Kakashi, what do you mean, I still have the but what? Naruto, were you looking for this? He asked, showing the 2 bells in his hand. Kakashi, very well, Naruto, but what will you do with the bells? Naruto, easy, I'll give them to Sasuke and Sakura. Sasuke, don't even think about keeping it, I'm going to the academy. Sakura, Sasuke-kun, Kakashi, Sakura, where were you? Sakura, well, Sasuke, she was hiding and didn't want to help us. Sakura, I'm sorry, Sasuke-kun, I failed you, she said, looking down. Sasuke, the one you should apologize to is Naruto. Kakashi, what did I miss? Sasuke, Sakura didn't want to help us because Naruto was there. Kakashi, is that true, Sakura? Sakura, but it's just that Naruto. Kakashi, do you have something against Naruto? Sakura, Naruto is useless and all he knows how to do is smile. It makes me sick that he's always smiling about everything and that he's so loud, she said angrily. Kakashi, Sakura, that's just the way your teammate is, you can't change him. Sasuke, Kakashi-sensei, what will happen to the team? As far as we know, teams are made up of 3 people, not 2. Naruto, is it true that he's going to do it? Kakashi, we'll talk about that later, but Sakura, you disappoint me. I'll have to speak with the Hokage about this. You can go now, you didn't get through so you'll have to wait. After that, everyone went home except for Sasuke and Naruto, who went back to the hospital to check on Mikoto, Fugaku, and Itachi. When they arrived, Naruto entered through the window this time. Naruto, hello Titebyo, he said with a radiant smile that only he knows how to do. Mikoto, hello Naru-chans. Fugaku, hello Naruto. Itachi, hello brother-in-law, he said mockingly, watching Naruto blush. Naruto, Itachi, don't say those things. Itachi, okay. What were they talking about so much? Mikoto, hello Sasuke. Fugaku, hello. Itachi, hello little brother, and we're not laughing about anything important, so relax. Sasuke, okay. They spent their time talking about anything and everything until the doctors came in to tell Sasuke that visiting hours were over, just in time since Naruto had left through the window, waiting for the raven-haired boy at the door while some people glared at him. Then Sasuke arrived and gave everyone who was glaring at Naruto a death stare. After that, they started walking calmly through the village. Naruto, I'm sorry, he apologized, a little taken aback to Sasuke, who didn't understand why he was apologizing. Sasuke, why are you apologizing? Naruto, because of me they're looking down on us, he whispered so only the raven-haired boy could hear. Sasuke, you don't have to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong, and if they don't understand, well, that's their problem. You shouldn't worry about those idiots, just worry about your dreams. Naruto, yeah, you're right, Sasuke, I should worry a little more about my dreams than about what others around me think or do, Titebyo, he said with a radiant smile. Sasuke, that's my Naru. They continued like this until night fell, and since Sasuke didn't want to be alone at home, he stayed at the blonde's apartment. There they made a meal of sushi, rice balls, curry, and orange juice. They started chatting about trivial things like what would happen with their team or their training, things that were already normal between them. When they finished eating, they both stood up and cleared the plates, silverware, and 2 glasses from the table to put them in the sink. Naruto washed the dishes and Sasuke dried them. When they finished, they went to the blonde's room to change. Naruto went to the bathroom while Sasuke dressed in the bedroom. The blonde was wearing sky blue shorts that reached his thighs and a matching shirt that partially covered the shorts. When he came out of the bathroom, he saw Sasuke wearing black pants and a white t-shirt. The raven-haired boy blushed when he saw Naruto like that, but he looked away so Naruto wouldn't see, although Kurama and Athena had seen him, as had Seiya. Then they both lay down together, Sasuke hugging Naruto around the waist and the blonde hiding his head in the raven-haired boy's almost fully formed chest, since they were still children, and so they both fell asleep in each other's arms. Chapter 11. The sun was beginning to rise, the birds were singing, people were starting to open their markets, and others were just going about their usual business. But in an apartment, 2 boys were fast asleep, snuggled together and so comfortable that they didn't even want to wake up. But the first rays of sunlight peeked through the curtain, waking a raven-haired boy who was slowly opening his eyes to adjust to the light. A tender smile appeared on his lips when he saw Naruto still asleep in his arms. Sasuke, Naru, the sun has already risen, he whispered in the blonde's ear. Naruto, slowly opening his eyes. Good morning, Sasu, he said in a soft voice. Sasuke, good morning, he said with a smile and then kissed Naruto on the forehead, making him blush. Should we get up? Naruto, I don't know what you're saying. Sasuke, well, let's stay like this for a while longer. Besides, we don't have any missions until our team's problem is resolved. Naruto, you're right. On one hand, I feel sorry for Sakura because she wanted to be a Kunoichi and defeat Ino. Sasuke, but what he said to you was very cruel, so he deserved it. Naruto, but he only said that, he didn't hit me. Sasuke, it doesn't matter, he has no right to change who you are or say those things to you. Kurama, the Uchiha brat is right, pup. Naruto, but we should always give them a second chance. Sasuke, Naru, be realistic. Even if you give Sakura a second chance, she'll never change. Naruto, you're right, and that's why I love you, he said, giving Sasuke a kiss on the cheek, making him blush. After that, Naruto and Sasuke got up and went to the kitchen to make breakfast. Naruto, we should visit your family, don't you think? Sasuke, maybe later, okay. Naruto, of course, Titebyo. While they were making breakfast, they talked about anything and everything, then they set the table to start eating. Naruto/Sasuke, itadakimasu. Naruto, I wonder what Sakura's doing. Sasuke, I bet she's crying because she'll have to go back to the academy again. Naruto, who knows? They continued eating breakfast peacefully. When they finished, Sasuke got up to wash the dishes and Naruto was about to help him when he heard someone knocking at the door, so he went to open it and found an Anbu. Naruto, hello. Anbu, the Hokage wants to see you. Naruto, oh okay, thanks. Naruto closed the door and went to where Sasuke was washing the dishes. Sasuke, and who was it? Naruto and Anbu. Sasuke, what did he want? He asked, glancing sideways at Naruto. Naruto, well, he said that Hiruzen wants to see us. Sasuke, Naruto, shouldn't we leave? Sasuke, yes, but first let's get changed. Naruto, yes. After they went to change, they left the house and began jumping across the rooftops until they reached the Hokage Tower, where Hiruzen was already waiting for them. Naruto, Hiruzen, hee, what did you want us for? Hiruzen, it's because of his team. Naruto, oh, and what's going to happen to our team? Hiruzen, well, we found someone to replace Sakura, so we just have to wait for Kakashi to. Naruto, but the last time Kakashi-sensei told us to get together, he was late. Titebyo. He yelled with a very cute pout. Hiruzen, relax. Naruto, you just need to be patient. The three waited for Kakashi to arrive, but there was no sign of the silver-haired boy. Hiruzen, that Kakashi really wants to keep Obito's memory intact, he thought as he looked out the window at the blue sky. Naruto, how long is it going to take? Titebyo. Hiruzen, calm down. Naruto, he'll come any moment. And as if by magic, the silver-haired boy appeared next to Naruto, who jumped in fright, landing in Sasuke's arms. Naruto, thanks for catching you, Sasu. Titebyo. Sasuke, you're welcome. Hiruzen, well, now that Kakashi's here you can come in, Sai, he said, watching as the door opened and a pale-skinned boy with black hair appeared. Guys, this is Sai, the newest member of Team 7. Naruto, and what will happen to Sakura? Hiruzen, don't worry about her. Naruto. Sakura returned to the academy to learn about teamwork, although her mother isn't happy about it, but she accepted it. Naruto, oh well, hello Sai, my name is Naruto Uzumaki Titebyo, he said with a radiant smile. Sai, hello Naruto, he said with a fake smile, something the blonde noticed. Kakashi, welcome to Team Sai, I am Kakashi Hadake. Sasuke HMP Sasuke Uchiha. Hiruzen, well, tomorrow they'll start their missions. Kakashi, make sure you explain a few things to Sai, okay? Kakashi, sure Hokage-sama. After that, Team 7 left to talk a bit and get to know each other better. To say that Naruto and Sai didn't get along would be a lie, they were both mischievous. Well, that's how he started opening up to them, and now he was having fun with his new team. He was extremely happy after a fun day teasing Kakashi and training. They went home since they had a mission tomorrow. When Naruto and Sasuke arrived home, they started eating ramen and tomatoes. Sasuke had gone shopping and visited his parents and brother before going home, so they were a little tired. When they finished eating, Naruto was the first to shower, followed by Sasuke. When he came out of the shower, already dressed, he saw Naruto lying down waiting for him. Sasuke, good night, Naru. Naruto, good night, Sasu. Sasuke lay down, hugging the blonde boy who rested his head on the raven-haired boy's chest, and they fell asleep. Author, hi, I finished the chapter. Yes. Well, I think that's it. Naruto, hello Titebyo. Author, Naruto, you got lost again, didn't you? Naruto, of course not. Well, yes, it's just that this place is big, anyone could get lost. Author, but you shouldn't be distancing yourself from the others, and where is Sasuke? Naruto, I don't know. Author, you know Sasuke will kill you when he finds you, right? Naruto, oh, Author-sama, you're hiding from me, aren't you? Author, okay, but don't wander off from the others again. Last time we couldn't find you and you were out of the studio. Naruto, well, it was really fun watching that. What was it called again? Author, Elephant. Naruto, yes, it was very big Tebio. Author, yes, he well, since you're here, don't you want to say something to the readers? Naruto, oh, I know, eat ramen, guys. Ramen is the food of the gods, Tebio, and I love you all so much. Bye, author, goodbye, Naruto, my assistant will take you, okay. Naruto. After Naruto left. Author, well, I hope you like the story and thank you for your support. Goodbye, Chapter 12. The blonde boy was looking for something or someone, and yes, it was the demon cat Tora who had escaped again, and Team 7 was searching for him all over the village but found nothing. Naruto, how can a cat escape so easily? Tebio, Kurama, they are agile and very cautious. Naruto. I wanted a better mission. Kurama, well, get used to it because genin only do low-level missions. Naruto, it's not fair, that's not him, he said, looking at a cat asleep on a tree branch. Kurama, that's right, it's the cat you were looking for. Naruto, I'll tell the others, hey guys, I found Tora the cat, he changed. Kakashi, tell us your location, over. Naruto, I'm north of the village, over. Kakashi, okay, keep an eye on the cat, we're on our way. Over. Naruto, good. The blonde man stayed a little ways away from the cat so as not to attract its attention while he kept an eye on it. Naruto, this is boring. Kurama, they never said missions were going to be fun, pup. Naruto, I know, Tebio. Athena, and why don't you go get the cat? Naruto, because he's sure to get away from me. Athena, not if you show him your auras. Naruto, my aura. Athena, yes, Naru, your air is so warm and comforting that anyone would approach you. Naruto closed his eyes for a moment until an aura that conveyed peace and warmth became present, attracting the cat's attention. Tora went to where the blonde boy was sitting with his eyes closed. He approached closer and closer until he lay down in the blonde boy's lap. Naruto, it seems to have worked, he whispered while petting the cat. Did you catch him yet? Naruto, yeah, hi guys, Tebio. Kakashi, very well, Naruto. Now we just need to go to the Hokage Tower to deliver Tora to the feudal lord's wife. Naruto, okay, Tebio. Team 7 left there for the Hokage Tower where they gave the poor cat to the feudal lord's wife, who, when crushed by those arms, began to move frantically. Naruto, poor cat. Kurama, now I understand why she always runs away. Who would want to live with a woman like that? Naruto, you're right, even I would run away, Tebio. After the woman left with poor Tora wanting to escape, Team 7 stayed behind to hear about their next mission. Hiruzen, alright, your next mission will be walking some dogs, helping with planting, taking care of. Naruto, Hiruzen, can't you give us another mission? Uruka, Naruto, you must show more respect to the Hokage. Hiruzen, relax, Uruka, Naruto always called me that. Naruto, I'll start explaining why you should begin with low-level missions. As the Hokage began explaining why genin started with low-level missions, Naruto started talking to Sai about what he wanted to eat, while everyone present felt anime-style sweat drops fall down their necks. Naruto, and that's why I don't know what to eat, whether it's miso with extra pork or small ramen. Hiruzen, Naruto, did you hear me? Naruto, I only heard blah 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 and more blah blah. Please Hiruzen, give us a better mission, Tebio. Hiruzen, Sai's alright, your mission will be to escort an important bridge builder back to his village, please let Tazuna in, he said, watching as the door opened, revealing a somewhat disheveled me. Tazuna, are these the guys who will be escorting me? Hiruzen, yes, Mr. Tazuna, they will escort you and protect you from any thieves. Tazuna, why yes, he said nervously. Hiruzen, this is a Class C mission, okay? Kakashi, yes, Hokage-sama, alright team, will meet at the gates of Konoha in 1 hour. Naruto/Sasuke/Sai, yes, Team 7 left the Hokage Tower to go home. When Naruto and Sasuke arrived, they packed their backpacks and when they were ready, they headed to the gates of Konoha. Naruto, hello Sai. Sai, hello. Naruto, and hello Mr. Tazuna Tebio, he said cheerfully. Tazuna, hello, why are you so happy? Naruto, it'll be my first time leaving the village. Tazuna, don't get too happy, you must take this mission seriously. Naruto, I know Tazuna, it's not noticeable. Sasuke, HMP. Tazuna, and are you sure you can protect me? Naruto, of course. Tazuna, I don't think you can protect me. Sasuke, look, I don't care if he's our client. If he says anything bad to Naruto, I swear he won't see the light of day again, he said seriously. Naruto, calm down, Sasuke. Kakashi, well, we'd better go now. Team 7 along with Tazuna began walking calmly as they were just leaving the village and only had to protect Tazuna from common thieves, so they had nothing to worry about. Naruto, what a beautiful day. Sasuke, Sai, Naruto, do you think there will be many thieves along the way? Naruto, well, I don't know, but I hope we get to fight a little Tebio. He said cheerfully while Tazuna had become nervous. After an hour's walk, they saw a puddle of water along the path, which seemed a bit strange to everyone since it hadn't rained that time of year. They all got on guard in case something happened, something Kakashi noticed. He was proud of his students while Tazuna was oblivious to what was happening around him, thinking about his village and his family. As they passed the puddle, they heard an explanation, and when they turned around, they saw Kakashi being killed by chains with claws. Seeing this, the three boys moved in front of Tazuna to protect him, while the two ninjas were dangerously close, intending to kill them with the chains. But Naruto was the first to strike, using one of his clones to send the ninja on the right flying. Sasuke dodged an attack from the other ninja and started fighting him, while Sai helped the two boys with his ink animals, something Naruto and Sasuke appreciated. After defeating the two ninjas, something emerged. Chapter 13. The narrator narrates. Team 7, after learning of Tazuna's situation, decided to continue the mission at Naruto's request, as he didn't want to leave Tazuna and his village alone. So they continued the mission, although now they were more alert in case another ninja tried to attack them. Naruto, and when will we arrive? Tazuna, we're almost there, where a friend of mine is supposed to be waiting for us with a boat. Naruto, Kurama, we know that at any moment another ninja will come to try to kill Tazuna, but I have a bad feeling, he thought seriously. Kurama, I know what you mean, but don't worry, you have your team to support you, pup. Naruto, yes, I know Athena. Athena, yes, tell me. Naruto, do you think another night will awaken? Athena, it's very difficult to say, some nights will have trouble waking up. Naruto, so it's just a matter of time. Athena, that's right. Naruto, that's fine, but at least we know Adez hasn't woken up yet. Athena, yes, that's good, but it's also worrying because we don't know when she'll wake up and if she'll be near us. Naruto, I understand. They continued their walk until they reached the agreed-upon place with Tazuna's friend who was waiting for them with a boat. Man, Tazuna, it's good you're here, you had me worried. Tazuna, yes, I'm sorry for the delay, but I have our salvation now, he said, pointing to Team 7. Kakashi, hello, he said with a winking smile. Naruto, hello, Titebyo. Sai, hello. Sasuke, hello. Man, are these the best ninjas you could find? He asked, not very convinced upon seeing Team 7. Tazuna, don't underestimate them, they're very good, I saw them with my own eyes. Man, okay. They all got into the boat and began to sail in silence, while the man rowed until they saw a giant pillar. Naruto, is that a bridge? He asked in disbelief. It's huge, Titebyo. Man, shut up, brat. If we're rowing and not using the motor, it's so they can't hear us. Naruto, oh yes, sorry Titebyo, he said sheepishly. Sasuke HMPH, he turned his eyes to the man, giving him a death glare for speaking to Naruto like that. The journey was silent, although the man was a little nervous because of the sharp gaze the raven-haired man gave him. When they reached the other shore, they said goodbye to the man and continued their journey peacefully, although Naruto was a little uneasy because he could sense a presence with ill intentions. This was noticed by Sasuke, who approached Naruto. Sasuke, Naru, are you okay? Naruto, to be honest, I'm a little restless. Sasuke, that's obvious what's bothering you so much. Naruto, we are approaching a presence with an evil aura and bad intentions. Sasuke, how much time do we have left to reach that presence you mentioned? He asked seriously. Naruto will arrive very soon, he said, looking at some distant bushes. Sasuke, stay alert. Naruto, yes. When they were close enough to the bushes, Sasuke signaled to Naruto to attack. The blonde understood, so he quickly drew a kunai from his pouch and threw it into the bushes. But instead of his enemy, a poor, frightened white rabbit appeared. Seeing the rabbit, the blonde rushed over, worried he had hurt it, but finding no wounds, he relaxed. Then his face darkened, obscured by his hair. He stood up, leaving the rabbit lying there, and looked at a specific spot. Naruto, you bastard, how dare you use a poor little bunny as your replacement? He said angrily. Sasuke, he made Naruto angry, so I'd better not get in his way if I want to live, he thought nervously. Seiya, your boyfriend is scary when he gets angry, he said, equally nervous. Sasuke, with a slight blush. Naruto, come out of your damn hiding place. After a while, laughter was heard, and a person climbed down from a tree, still laughing. It was clear they had bandages all over their body, white leg warmers with black spots, brown skin, and a sword was on their back. Well, you must be a censor if you knew where I was, he said amusedly. Naruto GRRs. Kakashi, you must be Zabuza Momoshiki, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist and the one who possesses same hata, he said seriously. Zabuza, oh look who we have here. If it isn't Kakashi Hadake, the ninja who copied over 1,000 jutsus, the one with the Sharigan eye. Sasuke, Sharigan eye, he thought, looking at his sense. Zabuza, I'm sorry, but I didn't come here to fight. I only came to kill the bridge builder, so if you hand him over, I'll let you go. Kakashi, I'm afraid to tell you that Tazuna is a client being protected by the village of Konoha, so we won't give him up so easily. Zabuza, I always wanted to fight you, Kakashi. I think I'm lucky to have found you.
Kakashi, maybe.
Naruto, Kurama, do you know if we can defeat him? Kurama, of course, but you already sensed the other presence that's nearby, didn't you? Naruto, well, yes, he'll be his ally. Kurama, most likely yes, and maybe he'll do something to save Zabuza so we don't kill him. Athena, you must be on alert. That person has feelings for Zabuza. Naruto, then I'll stay alert. The fight began. Kakashi and Zabuza were evenly matched just like in the anime. When Zabuza trapped Kakashi in a water bubble, the 3 members of Team 7 were devising a plan to free Kakashi and defeat Zabuza. Once they were ready, they began to move. Naruto created 20 clones that split into 2 groups to attack Zabuza's clone from 2 sides, while the original Naruto and Sasuke slipped past the clones, as did Sai, who flew through the air, creating a bird that Zabuza couldn't see because of the enormous cloud of smoke the blonde had created. When the clones had finished off the other clone, Zabuza saw Sasuke and Naruto about to attack him from both sides. The blonde and the raven-haired boy started throwing kane until Naruto produced a Fuma Shuriken, creating 10 clones so he could hide and transform into another Fuma Shuriken, which the Naruto clone then threw at Sasuke to launch an attack. Zabuza was attacked by Sai as he launched some of his ink creatures at Zabuza, who tried to dodge them, but then.
Chapter 14. The narrator narrates.
A young boy wearing a mask appeared, piercing Zabuza's neck with 2 senbones, causing the man to fall. But before he hit the water, the boy quickly caught him, disappearing and reappearing on the shore of the lake. Thanks for distracting him. I've been chasing him for a week. Kakashi, no problem.
Naruto, and who are you, Titebyo? He asked curiously.
Anbu, I am an Anbu. Well, I will take Zabuza's body with your permission, he said, bowing. The Anbu grabbed Zabuza's body and disappeared, leaving Team 7 confused with a relieved Tazuna. But that relief vanished when they saw Kakashi collapse, only for Naruto and Sasuke to catch him before he hit the ground. Naruto. Tazuna, is this okay? Naruto, yeah, it's just exhaustion. I used a lot of my chakra just to breathe in that water prison, he said casually, but don't worry, nothing a good rest can't fix, Titebyo. Tazuna, okay, we're close to my house, we'd better leave quickly.
Sasuke, who knows if more rogue ninjas might come to attack us, he said seriously.
Sakura, Sasuke-kun is great. She shouted like the #1 fan she was.
Sasuke, Sakura.
Sakura, yes, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke, shut up, your voice irritates me. After a while of awkward silence, they went to Tazuna's house. But as they passed through the village, Team 7 could see how bad the place was. Naruto felt sad just seeing the poor children who were hungry in the streets, and it made him remember his own time on the streets when he had no roof over his head. So he approached the children with a warm smile that comforted them and encouraged them to come closer to the beautiful blonde boy. Naruto, hello little ones, he said with his beautiful angelic smile.
Child 1H, hello.
Naruto, here you go, he said, handing them their money. Buy yourselves something to eat, kids. Child 2, thank you, said the older one. Kiko, what do you say? Kiko, thank you, said a little girl.
Naruto, you're welcomes.
They continued on their way peacefully, with Kakashi being dragged along by Sasuke and Naruto, who carried him as best they could. When they arrived at Tazuna's house, they knocked on the door and were greeted by a beautiful woman. Woman, father. The woman cried out, filled with joy. I'm so glad you came safely, she said, relieved. Oh, hello, I'm Tsunami, Tazuna's only daughter. I hope my father won't cause you any trouble with his attitude, she said sheepishly. Tazuna, hey Naruto, don't worry, Tsunami-san, he said with a warm smile.
Tsunami, well.
Naruto, what's up, Titebyo? Tsunami, it's the most beautiful smile I've ever seen. Naruto, thank you, he said shyly, hiding behind Sasuke, giving everyone a very cute view except Sakura, who wasn't paying attention to what was happening around her. Tsunami, haha, you're so cute, come in please, it's very cold now.
They all entered the house.
Naruto, with Sasuke's help, went to a room that Tsunami lent them, left their sensei in bed, and went to the kitchen where they sat down. Tsunami, Naru, do you want some hot chocolate? Naruto, yes please, Titebyo. Tsunami, Sakura, Sasuke, do you want some too? Sakura, yes please, Sasuke, yes.
Tsunami, okay, I'll be right back.
Tsunami entered the kitchen where she began making hot chocolate while Naruto was arguing with Sasuke about which food was the best. Sasuke, Dobi, tomatoes are tastier. Naruto, it's not ramen, ramen is the food of the gods, Titebyo. Sasuke, the tomatoes.
Naruto, the ramen.
Sasuke, tomato.
Naruto, ramen.
Sasuke, tomato. Naruto, ramen, Sasuke, tomato, Naruto, ramen.
Sasuke, tomato.
While these two were fighting, Sakura was watching them with an anime sweat drop on her head from seeing such a childish fight between her two companions. Naruto, ramen, Sasuke, tomatoes, Tsunami, here are your hot chocolates, she said with a smile. Naruto ramen, Sasuke tamati, Tsunami, what's going on? She asked while watching the fight. Sakura, they're arguing to see who's right. Tsunami, reason for what? Sakura, is tomato the best or ramen? Tsunami, seriously, Sakura, yes. Naruto/Sasuke, ramen, tomatoes. They both shouted at the same time until someone silenced them. Kakashi, so what's all the commotion about? Sakura, has Kakashi-sensei woken up yet? Tsunami, Kakashi-sen shouldn't get up yet, he's still weak, she said, helping the silver-haired man sit down. Naruto, Kakashi-sensei, tell that jerk that ramen is the best. Sasuke, they're tomatoes, Dobi, Kakashi, let's see, ramen and tomato are the best. Naruto, Sasuke HMP. The two of them just started drinking their hot chocolate while staring at each other so fiercely that lightning bolts practically shot from their eyes. Kurama, seriously, this is my Jinchuriki. Athena, come on Kurama-sen, you must admit that we're not bored by your fights, she said with an amused smile as she listened to the two boys' argument. Kurama, HMP. Saya hahaha, they've got you under their thumbs, Sasuke. Sasuke, HMPH, shut up, he thought while continuing to stare at the blonde without blinking. Sakura, are you serious? She asked incredulously. Tsunami, what's happening? Sakura, these two won't stop fighting, now they're competing to see who blinks first. She said, looking at her two classmates who were staring at each other. Tsunami, they seem to be very competitive, she said with a smile. Kakashi, Sakura, Kakashi-sensei, is something wrong with you? Kakashi, well Tsunami-san, could you leave me and my team alone? I have something very important to tell you. Tsunami, of course I have to go buy more food so you can talk alone. Tsunami finally left, leaving Team 7 alone in the house. Sakura, is something wrong? Kakashi, yes, the truth is Zabuza is still alive, he said seriously, surprising the three. Sakura, but how? We saw when that Anbu killed him, she said, confused. I'm too lazy to write Kakashi's explanation, so I'll skip it. After Kakashi explained everything, leaving his students amazed, Tsunami returned with some shopping bags. An hour passed and everyone was seated at the table, eating peacefully, although Team 7 was lost in thought except for Sakura, who was talking to Tsunami about the delicious food. When they finished eating, Tsunami led Sakura to her own room and the two boys to another room they had to share. Naruto, thanks Tsunami for the blankets. Tsunami, you're welcome, if you need anything just tell me, okay. Naruto, yes, Titebio, let him rest. Tsunami, you too. Naruto closed the door when he saw that Tsunami had already left, and put his little one on the futon to lie down next to Sasuke, who was already lying down. Naruto, good night teams. Sasuke, good night Dobi. And so the two boys fell asleep next to each other.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.